like we barely know anything about Motley BossBlob. He's just kind of there, but also non-existent, if you know what I mean. It's kind of sad that he's not really in much, but hey, today I'm gonna be talking about him. This is also with like no research, this is just like random shit I'm saying. So, I mean, there might be some sort of like stuff that I remember that would be like stuff that. Sorry, let me catch that. This is also like entirely all scripted, but anyway, there are some things I remember from like information about him, but that's it. So yeah, today I'm just gonna be yapping about Motley BossBlob. So I've really been wanting to say this. I feel like his name, I'm pretty sure, if he's anything like the Kooplings, his name was probably based off of Motley Cure, because, well, most of the Kooplings, their names were, I'm pretty sure all of them, their names were based off of musicians. And it would make sense because the only musician that has Motley the same is Motley Cure. So that would probably make sense for Motley BossBlob to be named after him when like he has the other Kooplings, like Iggy named after Iggy Pop, or Lemmy Killmeister, and most obviously Motley's on Kooplin after Lemmy Beethoven. So today I'm just gonna kind of be drawing my version of Motley while just yapping about him, just like anything randomly that comes to mind. So this will also include like random stuff and like headcanon too. Alright, there's also like another thing that kind of confuses me. I mean, I'm pretty sure Motley is also like a female name, I don't know, so like a lot of people kind of draw Motley as like a girl, but it is confirmed that Motley has he/him pronouns, so I don't think that's the case. He kind of doesn't really have much of a following. I mean, most of his following are people that are fans of the Kooplings and the Blues. And that's like it, which is kind of sad, because I find this character's like a pretty cool design. He's like one of the few Jester-themed Mario characters, which is kind of interesting. And I feel like the fact that he's a Jester is also kind of cool, because he works for Bowser, and Jesters, like, I'm pretty sure if I'm correct, Jesters, like, would just entertain the court of the king and stuff like that. So it kind of makes sense for, like, I don't know, someone's headcanon for Motley. Maybe they just, like, they're just kind of there sometimes. I feel like, also, out of all the Kooplings, Motley would probably be closest with Lemmy, and part of that is, like, a lot of people think that Lemmy really would like a circus, and considering the fact that he had a circus, considering the fact that he did have a circus, the Emerald Circus and Super Mario Bros. It would make sense for the two to be friends, so why not make them friends? I wish he would kind of come back and use it. It's a pretty, like, solid character design. Someone on the page. I think of shit to say. I feel like if he was, this is just like a thought, he kind of reminds me of Mommy's design, which is kind of interesting. I'm just gonna yap about his design. So you kind of like, you know about that like one leak that Nintendo made of like some of the old concepts of the Doodles, you know, that thing, and like there was like one that were like carnies basically. I feel like his design could have been based. Wait. No, wait. Never mind. His debut game didn't come out. Maybe they were also based off of. What if Motley was gonna be the world? What if we just had like 4 Moltys? Like, wait. Hold on, I'm cooking here. So you know how there's 4 of them. So like, you know how like Motley also, you know how he also like had that other color variations in those like giant forms. What if like it was all just Motley? That'd be funny. Like they were all just Motley BossBlob, just like being like, hey Mario, you thought you got rid of me? Nah, I'm back. There's like 5 of me. There's like 5 different forms that I take now. I don't know. Why do I keep saying 5? There's only like 4 of the Doodles. Well, actually, no wait. Technically 5 is right if you can count Madame Brood. It's just so funny. I don't know why, but that's like the funniest thing I came up with for a while. But yeah, just like imagine Nintendo did stick with it, but they just made all of them Motley. That's just interesting. Yeah, going back to how the fact that he's like one of the only Jesters in the Mario series. It's just like kind of interesting that Nintendo does like Jesters a lot, because we have like Marks from Kirby, who's like evil little guy, and I don't know, they kind of remind me of Motley a little bit. And then we also have Dimension, which is like the iconic Nintendo Jester, like right behind like Marks, just right behind him. Man, these ones are fucking I don't like that. I also feel like there could be a possibility of the Kooplings being somewhat related to Motley. I don't know. It's just an interesting thought. I mean, they are the same type of Koopa, and I was like, I don't know, some sort of random shit's going on. And they're just like, nah, that guy's a mutant. That'd be interesting. I wonder if, like, you know how they're making a Galaxy movie? I wonder if they're gonna make, like, a Bowser's Fury movie. That would be, like, really cool. Didn't, like, Jack Black say something about, like, him wanting to have a musical? Like, that would be interesting. And, like, we could possibly, like, have... Wait, I'm cooking here. So, here's a plot that I just came up with. So, we have Bowser's Fury, and so, during that, it could also be, like, at the same time as, like, Mario 3D World, like, right at the same time. Like, so... Just a thought, so, and this wouldn't make much sense, but, like, it's still a concept. So, what if, like, what if, like, Mario was off with Bowser Jr. trying to fight Bowser, and, like, Peach and the others are all just, like, trying to save the Spark Seas? That could be an interesting concept, I feel like. But, I don't know. It's interesting. I should probably go back to the topic that I was originally yapping about. Motley, you see this guy. But, yeah, it's pretty interesting that they still, like, they kind of still haven't really brought him back. I mean, I also don't really expect him to come back, and there's probably not going to be that many people that want him back. Considering the fact that, like, most of his fan base are people that other people hate the characters of, I don't think Motley coming back is very likely. Now talking about Motley and Lemmy, I feel like, again, they would definitely be friends. They just, like, seem like they would be the types to get along, especially for, like, including the Emerald Circus into it. Like, they either... I've seen, shit, what was his name? Hold on. I've seen Spritesitrus, I think that's how you pronounce their username, it's this thing, it should pop up. I've seen their doodles that they made of Motley, and I feel like the concept that they made was, like, pretty cool, where, like, Motley and Lemmy were, like, clown school rivals. I feel like that's a pretty cool concept. I mean, that's not my headcanons, per se. My headcanon for a lot of characters can be a little interesting, just a little, but I feel like the concept of them being rivals, like, and especially if they're, like, friendly rivals, that's pretty cute. I feel like a lot of people also just normally headcanon them as, like, buddies, and that makes a lot of sense, I'm not gonna lie. This drawing is not coming out the way I wanted it to. Look ugly! I can probably fix him. I'll fix him. This is just concept before I actually draw him. But I'm also gonna talk a little bit about my personal headcanon friends. Don't mind my stuff. let me get, this is what I'm trying to make. This is the product. I need to update him a little bit. Hold on. So, anyway. Ugh. This is ugly. I'm sorry, guys. Totally not me just criticizing my own art and like this. I don't know how long this video is gonna be. Probably gonna cut out a little bit of it. So, I'm thoughtless right now. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna talk about, like, potential, like, people that you could get along with. So, I don't know why, but he kind of reminds me of characters from, like, Paper Mario. Like, that specific type. Like, not the Mario and Luigi, but, like, Paper Mario. I feel like Motley would, like, perfectly fit into that series. Like, is it just me? I just feel like that would be, like, a good way for Motley to come back. I don't know if they're even gonna make one. I mean, they have a Switch too. I mean, that could be a possibility. I also know that, like, a lot of characters that were not asked for got put into Mario Kart World, so maybe a DLC. We could get Motley back. We could have him back from the dead. I mean, that's way more unlikely compared to other characters. I feel like characters that people would want more back in would, like... I don't know. Nintendo's not been cooperating recently. I mean, they've been just kind of evil. Just a little bit greedy and evil lately. I wish Nintendo would go back. I mean, like, back to their good years, but I also cannot be saying that because I was not born in the good years. I feel like their prime with the Nintendo thing. Like, I feel like that would have been... I feel like that is, like, a really good year for Nintendo. Like, their debut year, I feel like it was, like, their most iconic. Fortunately, I was born in the late 2000s, early 2010s. I'm not fully saying my birth year. I'm waiting for until I'm 18, as you all know. And I'm not. I'm just a teenager. I'm just a little guy. I'm just a little guy. Should I get onto my headcanons for this guy? I'm kind of running out of shit to be saying, and I do have headcanons I'd like to yap about a little bit. I mean, this is kind of outlandish, but, like, when you have a character that already has barely anything written about them, you kind of start to just make shit up. Like, you're just sitting there, and you're like, man, I wish we had more stuff about this character, but, oh, well, time to get into childhood trauma. I feel like that's a lot of people, like, when about childhood trauma, that's, like, the perfect thing. Hold on, I'm taking water because I'm human. So, I feel like, man, his eyes look shit. I feel like pretty normal headcanons, like, follow. He's just, like, a nice guy. He's a chill guy. But, like, again, he's, like, good friends with Lenny, and I feel like, yeah, that definitely checks out. I'm one of those people that ship him with Lenny, because, like, Clown Yowie, hello? Yowie between clowns? We gotta have that. Come on, guys. Am I the only one that doesn't want this? Come on, Mario Clown Yowie! Anyway, I feel like a lot of just headcanons are just, like, make them friends. Just make them friends. I also remember one of the ask blogs on Tumblr. I low-key forget your name because I'm too lazy to look that up, and there's, like, a few of you that kind of have similar art styles, and I'm not looking. But I remember there was, like, one that made, like, all 3 of the forms, like, color variants of Motley into different characters, which was, like, pretty cool. There was also another one that just had Motley as intersex, which, yeah, I can see, but, like, again, Nintendo did confirm with the pronouns that Motley is a boy. I mean, still have your headcanons, but, like, there's also that. But I don't really care. You do you, buddy. This is internet. I feel like this is complicated. I've been working on his eye for way too long. I can't take this anymore. Do I seriously need to Google an eye picture, like the sparkle that I'm looking for? Well, like the Starry Night Spike. Sparkle thingy. Well, this is not what I'm looking for. Why is Twilight? Wait, no, wait. Isn't it an emoji? Isn't it an emoji? No. Do not mind my search history, guys. I'm kind of doxing myself here, but this is like my drawing tablet. Where is it? Where's the sparkle? Where's the sparkles? Sparkle! This thing, yeah. I'm just gonna use that as a reference. Cause I fucking suck. Anyway, back to my rant. What was I yapping about? Here's the sparkles. I'm just gonna trace over that because I'm fucking some special, guys. And I can't draw these sparkles for shit, guys. Anyway, back to like multi-headcanons I see, but like a lot of them are like Motley is just Lenny's friend. And yeah, that definitely makes sense, but they also have not canonically met. I just wonder what would happen if like a lot of characters that have not canonically met canonically meet. Like that would be interesting. I want to see them interact and sparkle eye. Why is that looking uglier? I'm just gonna accidentally get back into that rabbit hole. Hold on. Hold on, guys. That's so thick. Okay, that's kind of good. Anyway, don't mind me crashing out because I can't fucking draw eyes. I mean, I can, but like, sparkle are not working. Anyway, back to the rant, I suppose. So, I feel like I'm a little overdue to start yapping about my headcanon. I feel like it will take a while, and I don't think I would have enough time if I weren't to start soon, so I guess I might as well. Okay, so, there has been stuff that's like randomly changed about my headcanon, because like, yeah, sometimes it just changes. I need to make it small. It still looks like shit, come on. Just making a little silly guy, just... No, nothing looks like Larry. I can't with this. I can't. Okay, scratch that. I'm saving these eyes, though. I'm saving that. Because I need to redraw this whole thing. Oh, God. I feel like Motley's whole aesthetic is just pretty interesting. He's just a little circus guy. And that I can respect. Man, I cannot think of stuff. You know what? You're just gonna watch me speed paint this until I figure something out. Sorry, guys. Alright, I think I'm done with speed painting right now because I think I've got more of ideas to yap about now. So, yeah, it's just time to yap about headcanon. So, in my headcanon, Lenny, like, really, really cares for Motley, and I feel like that's a lot of people's headcanons. They were buddies when they first met, so Motley, he owned a circus TV show, like, kind of like Krusty the Clown from The Simpsons, if you guys get what I'm saying here. So, he basically owned the circus TV show, and it was like called something like Motley Show or something corny and cheesy like that. So, basically, he owned the TV show, and Lenny absolutely was hyper about this TV show. And here, let me just like tell you about my headcanon on how they met. So basically, Lenny was like, hey, please let me come to this show. I got like free tickets to see it. Like we get to see it in live. And he's like, buddy, I don't give a shit about the circus. And somehow Lenny convinces Iggy and just drags him there, so like they don't have to waste the free tickets. And basically, they were also like kind of a little VIP a little bit, so you could like hang out with them. And that's like basically how those two met. And they just became like best friends after that. And that's like my headcanon on how they know each other. Like Lenny loved this guy. And eventually, like, he was like, you know how to do magic, so why don't you, like, work for Bowser at some point? So they did. He ended up doing the 3D world thing because of that. And Bowser doesn't really care for Motley that much. Like, he knows him. He's like, acquainted. He's like, I mean, sure, Motley's, like, not Bowser's favorite person, but they get along. But, yeah, anyway, headcanon to personality. So, basically, I feel like he's, like, kind of a timid guy in my headcanon. He's, like, very aware of his surroundings, and he's, like, trying to make sure nothing bad goes on. And he became, like, a lot more anxious and worried because he's, like, so the circus that he ran, like, kept, like, there was these few people that worked for him, and they did not like the working environment. So, at one point, there was just this whole court case trying to sue him. And it was pretty interesting, to say the least, and he just became, like, even more, like, conscious and wary after that. He grew up in the Ice Kingdom, which is, like, so that makes him, like, usually kind of way more used to the cold. And, hold on, let me, like, try remembering, like, in relativity where the Ice Kingdom was to Darkland in my headcanon. I put away the map. It was, like, kind of close, so the circus is, like, kind of close, too. It's, like, the border between Darkland and the Ice Kingdom, I'm pretty sure. I forget, like, the full layout of the map. I remember where, like, some kingdoms were connected. I don't know. Anyway, he basically grew up in the Ice Kingdom, so he's, like, very much used to wearing a lot of clothing, and is, like, never seen without clothing. So, he is, like, one of the few Koopas in the, like, Mario World that does wear clothing 24/7. He also does, like, so, his parents, they're interesting, to say the least. So, I'm getting into iffy stuff. So, in my headcanon, Motley is gay. He's still a gay guy. His parents are indifferent about that. So, he does have a lot of childhood trauma from that. Yeah, that's, like, kind of... I'm sorry, this is just so stupid sounding. To, like, people that just do not get my headcanon, because if you know me, I do like making people very traumatized. I have a few OCs with, like, yeah, childhood trauma. My first OC, my OC that I named everything after, her parents both died when she was a baby. Her dad got ran over, and her mom died looking good, and then her brother just hated her for it. This is an OC I made when I was 5. So, if you know anything about me, I think you know that I like giving characters trauma. I'm sorry. Oh god, I'm sorry. But yeah, I gave him some childhood trauma. And basically, he also has a twin sister, and I feel like the design I had for, why did I say had, that's a past tense, but the design I have for her, I feel like it was, like, pretty, like, it's pretty good, like, to Motley. So, you know how he has, like, these eyes? Well, I have hers, but they're swapped places, like, they're just, like, this, but the colors are swapped. I feel like that kind of goes well, plus they're from the same egg, so I feel like that just looks good. Yeah, anyway, the little guy kind of has a little bit of anxiety, and I don't really blame him because all the shit he has to go through, like, all the time, like his circus getting sued, his parents, I mean, his whole family, basically, except for his sister, and then also the shenanigans his boyfriend gets him into. I just feel sorry for him. I really need to stop giving characters trauma. I really need to stop. But, like, that's also, like, every other artist, I swear. Anyway, yeah, it was, like, there was a period, like, where he wasn't that scared, like, he wasn't as anxious, but then it just kept, so, like, a fluctuating, so, basically, he was, like, pretty mellowed out after he established his circus, like, after he, like, ran away from home, basically. So, he, like, was pretty calm, he didn't have many panic attacks, and then, like, after he started dating Lemmy, they just all come flying back. It's just interesting that I had kid in that, like, Lemmy's not the problem, it's his family. I feel so sorry for him. Anyway, more of my headcanon, so, his family was, like, pretty, like, old-fashioned, but also, like, strict, so, they have a little thing where if they're touched somewhere, like, in a specific part, for Motley, it would be the back of his neck, and they basically train their kids, where if they get touched there, they just ragdoll. I don't know why I decided to do that specific. The eyes, no! The eyes, no! Wait, no, that's very smart! No! Anyway, so basically, they have this, like, little thing, like, it's a little family tradition, and it's basically, like, a way of punishing, so, like, if the kid is, like, being way too rowdy, and they are not, like, cooperating while they're, like, getting punished, they just, like, touch them in that specific spot, and they just ragdoll, and then they have to deal with it. But, yeah, so, Motley's neck is, like, hypersensitive, unfortunately. Man, I'm so upset that it did not save. I can't access it. Ugh. Does that look like shit? Your face looks like really mushed. Hold on, let me stretch out his mouth. Let me stretch him out a little bit. There we go, now that looks a little bit more normal. Anyway, so basically, little guy's just a little bit traumatized. Just a little bit. I mean, it's not that bad. Anyway. Yeah, so basically, he does not like his parents at all. I feel like he likes his mom more than he does his dad, because his dad was always the one that punished him, but his mom would also snitch on him. Oh yeah, did I forget to mention he got whipped? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, that's just so did I forget to mention? Just like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm starting to sound like someone that makes gotcha OCs. My headcanons for characters do sound like they come out of, like, gotcha, but, like, they're also not those, like, I'm a cat, be
Diamond Princess.
At least I don't have those. At least I don't have those OTs. But I do have some that are like that are a little bit gacha reminiscent, and like some headcanon characters, especially Motley, where it's just I don't know, guys. I just seem like a gacha OC at this point. What is this? What is this? Why is that here? Get out of here. I don't like that. I'm sometimes a little bit of a gacha person. I feel like a lot of headcanons for Motley are a lot more normal than mine. I feel like I've also like gotten a lot more into the character recently. I don't know, like he's just not that popular. I kind of feel sorry for him. Like it is like a really solid character design. I'm not gonna lie. It's just Nintendo sometimes does not like share any information about characters, so you just don't know much about them. And I feel like for the most part of the Kooplings, for a lot of that time, like any information you had to go off of was based off of the TV show that was not canon. And I feel like Nintendo really needs to like up their game about character lore, even about minor characters, because that just makes them a lot more interesting. I mean, for all we know, like, we should, like, have, like, a game about Bowser, because, again, he's, like, one of those characters that, like, you know about, he's very popular, but, again, there's not that much stuff about him. And, like, I feel like same goes for Rosalina, like, come on, guys, like, give these popular characters, and even unpopular characters, more lore than they have. Also, like, why would they waste their time? You know, what my dream job is, there's, like, this one part of my mind that's, like, either want to be an animator or work at Nintendo, and, like, you know what I would love if I were to, like, work at Nintendo? Be, like, a lore manager. Buddy, if you let me be a lore manager, it's gonna be a little interesting. Also, like, I feel like if someone were to become a lore manager of a certain company character, they would implement all of their headcanon into that. Like, do not give this position to an AO3 or, like, a Wattpad. Just don't give it to a fanfiction writer, dear God. That would just be interesting. And I know, like, the guys that make them, they usually have lore, but I don't think Miyamoto gives two shits about some of these characters. But, yeah, going back to yapping about Motley BossBlob, I wish, like, they could make these minor characters have, like, some sort of merch. Like, yes, it would probably waste money, but, like, those few fans, they have to, like, make bootlegs. And Nintendo apparently does not like that. Like, you want to make, like, a fan-made game for a character that does not have games? Well, Nintendo's still gonna shut that down and refuse to do anything to, like, make that not a problem. Like, you want a game about Waluigi and you decide to make one, well, Nintendo's gonna, like, shut that down. Like, most certainly. I mean, they shut down, like, literally, a, like, Smash Bros. Event that was for charity because they did not have permission to be doing that. Like, I feel like Nintendo's just going way worse, and I'm not even on the subject anymore, but, like, if you're here, you know, you're like, you probably don't care as much, I feel like. Like, just getting a little off topic does not matter, I think. I mean, a lot of people do that, but yeah, I feel like Nintendo's becoming more of a cash cow. Like, they don't really care about the games they make that much anymore. It's just like, money, well, let's make it and give them slop, I guess. I mean, I also can't really be talking these, I still don't have the Switch 2 yet, but for now, that might be the best. I feel like if I still don't have the Switch by by Christmas, I feel like the only reason any of my parents are gonna think about getting it is if there's a revolutionary new Mario game, or, like, Animal Crossing comes out. I do want, like, to get the new Tamagotchi Life, because Tamagotchi Life fucking awesome. But, yeah, that would be, like, probably my only, like, oh, I must get the Switch 2 immediately thing. A lot of people have been criticizing Mario Kart World, and I get it, like, who asked for Cataquack? Like, I get it, you silly guy, but, come on, Cataquack? I mean, there's probably more Cataquack fans out there than Multi, and I'm just like, oh yeah, Nintendo should give him merch. That's not gonna happen, it's just gonna be fan merch at that point. But I do wish, like, Nintendo made, like, just at least one merch per character. Because I feel like that would make everyone a little bit happier. Like, if it's a t-shirt or, like, a plushie. Imagine you just have a plushie Motley BossBlob in your room, he's just staring at you while you eat. You're, like, sick, and you're eating chicken noodle soup, and this little guy's just staring at you. That's an interesting thought. But, like, then Nintendo gets mad when people make bootlegs of their stuff. Like, this would be a problem if you made merch for some of these characters. Or at least let the bootlegs. Like, I get it if it's, like, major staple characters, Mario and stuff. But, like, also, if you're not making character merch, like, for these characters, you don't have that much of a right to be like, hey, don't do that. Like, partner up with a person at that point. I mean, yeah, I get the point where it's like, you're profiting off of our stuff, but that's also, like, a lot of YouTubers, too. And I mean, they did try doing something about that, but everyone's like, this is bullshit, and just opt out of Nintendo's saying, like, when they first launched the Switch, they were like, yeah, you had to, like, give them some of the money you make from that video. And, like, it's kind of annoying, like, and they're getting, like, they don't have to pay for a promotion, like, they're doing it there, like, why bother at that point? Like, you're more likely to get someone to get that game, but if you're making them pay for that, like, privilege to, like, review over their game, and, like, all the comments, like, about it could be, like, positive. I feel like Nintendo's just becoming a lot more, and I think that's the problem here. I mean, I will still forever be a Nintendo child at heart, but I don't know, guys, Nintendo's just, they're not becoming as fun anymore. I mean, they're really releasing the Game Boy, or not the Game Boy, the Virtual Boy, and they're literally making you pay, like, $200 for something that, like, already flopped. Like, so, you have to pay extra for the Nintendo Switch 2. You have to pay money to get, like, the, like, headset that, like, is way uncomfortable, and then you have to pay $500 for the Switch 2. I don't know, it's just, I don't like it. I mean, I get they're trying to push onto this new console, but there is a likelihood that it will be like a Wii U. But, I don't know, a lot of people have been going back to Mario Kart 8. I mean, I'm still, like, a Mario Kart Tour fan, because, like, that was pretty cool. It's pretty cool that I can play it on my phone. But, I don't know, they're just becoming a cash cow. And I remember, like, when I was, like, witnessing, like, the Nintendo Direct for the first time, I'm like, wow, this is, like, really scary. And it's not getting better, it's much worse. Like, Nintendo is not helping, they're making it worse. Like, I'm worried that at some point, Nintendo's just gonna fall like Atari did. And it's just, I don't know, it's kind of weird. I mean, there's only 60 more years we have to wait until Mario is free use. And I don't know, I feel like there is a possibility that Nintendo could just fall before that time. I don't know, it's scary to think about, that, like, there is a good, like, possibility, especially with the way that Nintendo is pricing stuff right now. There is a very, very good possibility that they could just, like, fall at any given moment. I feel like if they keep this up, if they keep up this, like, greedy stuff, like, they're gonna lose the console wars. They're going to, like, become dead like Atari did. Like, they are not gonna be great anymore if they keep this act up with, like, the greediness. I don't know, like, I get it. The bigger the company gets, the more you want money, and the more that happens. But at one point, you just reach a point where you reach your peak and then you kind of fall. And I feel like that peak could be getting soon for Nintendo. I don't know, I should be yapping about Motley BossBlob, but now it's, like, becoming a more serious subject, where it's, like, they're, like, running out of time. I don't know anymore, like, it's just not the greatest. And there might just be a day where we will no longer have it. And with what Nintendo is currently doing, that could be sooner. And with that other crazy batshit stuff that has been happening, just, like, even not without Nintendo, the world could, like, legitimately end at some point. I don't know, I'm overthinking stuff. I overthink things, and, like, I don't know what thing that is, but, like, there could just be a possibility where, like, everything's just gone at some point. I mean, with the rise of AI and stuff, like, there is, like, high possibilities that this world is just going to just cease to exist. And greedy companies, I don't know why I said greedy companies, like Nintendo currently is, are contributing. Anyway, getting out of this dark subject, now it's time to continue to talk about the silly little Jacksepticeye. I feel like I've talked mostly already about all of my major headcanon that I care to say, I mean. But, I don't know, like, there is not that much known about some characters, including Motely. And I remember I've seen, like, multiple videos where it's talking about, like, iconic Mario characters that just, like, aren't that, like, they don't have much lore. They're, like, trying to talk about obscure characters, like, such as, like, the Koopa Kids, like, the characters from Mario 3. And I've seen none of them talking about Motely. Or, like, other kind of forgotten characters, like, the bug guy, what was his name? His name's Stanley something. But he was, like, from the third game or something from the Donkey Kong, like, the OG Donkey Kong series. He was, like, Stan the Bugman or something like that. And I've, like, seen barely any people yapping about these characters. I mean, there is potential. There is not much information about some characters, which makes for, like, really good potential for them. I feel like if Nintendo were to embrace some of these characters a little bit more, we could, like, have really good stories with them. I also wonder what movies, like other movies Nintendo will be making in the future, are gonna be like. So we are skipping over, apparently, every single game between regular Mario Bros. And Galaxy. Which, I don't know, just doesn't feel right. If Bowser Jr. is gonna be in that, I don't know, it's gonna make me really uncomfortable since he did not have his Sunshine, like, debut. And he was in Galaxy, and he is pretty certainly likely to return, especially with that, leaked, like, plot, I think, for the movie. I don't know, I heard something about that on YouTube. But, like, they're, like, I don't know, it just feels very wrong that, like, they're skipping over everything. I wonder at one point if Nintendo is just gonna make a movie and it's going to be the release of a game, like, so we get to see the movie before the game. Like, I wonder if at some point Nintendo does that. I feel like that would be a really cool thing. I want Nintendo to make an, like, overpowered villain in the series. Like, I don't know. It could be something like the, like, spin-off, like, RPGs, but I don't know, it would be, like, really, really interesting if Nintendo was like, you know, we're gonna make a game, and, like, sorry, do not mind that, if you heard my dog talking. Anyway, I wonder if, like, they could just make a new villain. Oh my god, would they shut up? I wonder if they could, like, make a new villain for, like, all of them. Like, I don't know, Bowser is, like, overthrown as fuck. Like, I don't know, what if, like, there is a plot where, like, Mario has to, like, save, like, every kingdom, including Bowser's? That would be an interesting thing, I feel like. Probably should get back to the main subject. But yeah, I wonder if they will ever bring back some of the characters that were in Mario 3D Land. Because it would be interesting if we had stuff like that again. Yeah, I'm not drawing the shot, I don't feel like it. Yeah, we're about over here. But yeah, I wonder what the future holds for Motely. Probably not that much, to be honest. Considering the fact, like, I doubt anyone gives two shits about him, except for, like, a select few of people. But it would be interesting if Nintendo just, like, brought back a bunch of characters that, like, including, like, Motely, they're just, like, not really that popular, and, like, just gave them some lore. That would be interesting. I feel like at some point, I don't know, at the 50th anniversary, Nintendo should, like, make a bunch of, like, lore for, like, characters that barely have any, if you know what I mean. Like, that would be really cool. Yeah, anyway, I don't have much else to say about Motely anymore, so enjoy the speed paint. Yeah, but here's the final product, and maybe I'll do this again, probably not for a long time, but hope you guys enjoyed, bye!